Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with the Atakline on this Hump Day Wednesday, July the 16th, 2014. All right, let's kick it off with your Billboard number ones. Well, for the first time in weeks, we have new number ones across the board. First, ending the short 1 week reign of Trey Songz' Trigger, Sia debuts at number one on the Billboard Top 200 with her album with the hit single Chandelier. She's been known as a singer-songwriter, mostly a songwriter for the last couple of years, writing other people's songs and collaborating with people like Flo Rida, David Guetta, and being in an anonymous space. But now she's no longer anonymous with the hit single Chandelier from the album A Thousand Forms of Fear, which, like I said, debuts at number one. So while we have a new number one album, and like I said, we have new number ones across the board, as finally, after 7 weeks, the reign of Iggy Azalea's Fancy finally comes to an end this week. And I said this to people, that the only song that I think that could challenge Fancy and to be the one that kicks it off is, and I predicted it right, Wooed by Magic. Debuts at, well, not debut, but lands at number one. Like I said, ending the 7 week reign of Fancy, because I think Wooed has been gaining traction for the last few months, and I knew that it was the only song that I think that could challenge Fancy, because there's no other big song right now. So that's why I predicted that Wooed would be the one to beat Fancy, and it is true. Fancy got kicked off by Wooed. Congrats to your new number ones. Sia, number one album, and finally a new number one single in the Hot 100, it being Wooed by Magic. Now, on with the rest of the entertainment news of the day, starting with the continuing rating game for Garth Brooks. Like, the way he's announcing his tour is very tedious. Of course, last Monday, he said, I was going to announce something last Monday. And last Monday was the announcement for the press conference. And the press conference announced he was going back to music and the tour dates were coming. He promised he would announce the first opening day of the tour after making a promise to a Vegas fan named Andy, who lives in Atlanta. He went to one of Garth Vegas' shows, asked him about when his tour was going to start, and Andy was promised by Garth that he'd be the first to know. He announced it on Monday that it was going to kick off in Chicago. And yesterday was the official award from Garth. As of course, the first day of the Garth Brooks Comeback World Tour is September 4th at the Allstate Arena in Chicago. The tour, which will of course include his wife, Trisha Yearwood, co-headlining. Tickets go on sale next Friday. Like I said, Garth's making it tedious, especially the way he's announcing it. Like I said, he's announcing each city, city by city. He's not announcing the dates in one full swoop. He's announcing it little by little, week by week, as I kept feeling myself. So we're still looking for more dates, but like I said, he'll announce it little by little. So the tickets start at $65.50. My mom even said it was going to be expensive. Not expected as many people thought, but still very much expensive. Probably, if this is the same price when he eventually finally announces this show in Detroit, it would be my second most expensive ticket since Eminem. So there you go. Garth Brooks finally announces the first date of his world tour. We're still waiting for the others, Garth. Of course, this is of course part of Garth's comeback to the music business after years. He's set to release a new album this fall. Speaking of people that are rumored to release new albums, rumors are flying about Adele. Now, earlier this year, Adele teased about the release of her upcoming album 25 by saying on Twitter a few months ago.
Uncle Joe's? Okay.
By saying on Twitter a few months ago, bye-bye 25, see you later in the year. That led people to believe that her new album was coming out later this year. Now, the World Music Awards' Twitter page sparked a rumor about Adele, saying that Adele confirms 2015 tour after the release of 25. But that rumor was quickly shut down by Adele's record label, XL Recordings, as the chairman of that record label tells Billboard that there is no truth in this rumor. So the World Music Awards may be slapped by many by posting a false rumor about Adele's comeback, but we may still get the album though. Even though it's still rumored right now, there's still plenty of possibilities of Adele's album coming out later this year, probably in the fall time. Of course, when it does come out, it'll be one of the most anticipated albums in recent history after the remarkable success of 21. Do I need to tell you? The 3 number ones, the 6 Grammys. You know what I mean? The big success of the album. And of course, the Oscar came out of Skyfall. So it's been the last couple of good years for Adele. And I can't wait to hear her come back when she does come back. While Adele is rumoredly releasing an album this year, we do not know the release date thus far for the next Drake album, but he announces the release album title, should I say. As Drake prepares to host the ESPYs tonight, Drake announced over the week that his next album, his 4th album, the follow-up to Nothing Stays the Same, Views from the 6th, even though he is still yet to record it. He at least announced the title of his next album as he prepares for, like I said, the ESPYs. He's, of course, got his own record label, Ovo Sound, releasing his first 2 projects from its first 2 artists, Majid Jordan's EP and Party Next Door's album. So, there you go. Like I said, Drake, besides maybe starting up on a new album, he, of course, has a big, heavy schedule. Besides the ESPYs, he's, of course, kicking off his big tour of Lil Wayne, Drake vs. Lil Wayne, later on this month, which will, of course, land in Detroit on August 16th at the NAM, DTE Energy Music Theater. Drake has said this tour will be a battle. That's why it's called Drake vs. Lil Wayne. Swelling at that tour, and of course, Drake's got his own festival, a big festival. 2 big cities are hosting a festival. Of course, the Made in America Festival in both Philly and Los Angeles. Now, we knew the set list for both cities, which would take place on the same weekend, Labor Day weekend. Now we just found out that Kanye will be headlining both cities. He has been confirmed, first off, to confirm the headline the Philadelphia Festival, but now he's headlining both LA and Philly. And a new artist has been added to the LA lineup as Iggy Azalea. Of course, getting a little consolation for losing her number 1 position this week to Magic. She gets consolation by announcing she'll be on the LA leg of the Made in America Festival. So that will be happening Labor Day weekend. Then a few weeks later, on September 19th and the 20th, it'll be the 3rd annual, I think it's the 3rd annual, yeah, the 3rd annual Iheart Music Festival, set to take place once again in Las Vegas, Nevada, the MGM Grand. They announced the date today, and the artist will be announced on, I think, next Tuesday or Wednesday, July 22nd or 23rd. They're going to announce the lineup with Ryan Seacrest. So there you go. New artists, where specifically Kanye being added to the LA lineup as well as the Philly lineup for the Made in America Festival. And Iggy Azalea adding to that lineup in LA. And the iHeart Music Festival set to announce the artist next week. Now on to, of course, news on one of the most famous groups ever, probably the group, the Beatles. It's been quite the year honoring the Beatles and their 50th anniversary of when they first set foot on this country. Nothing was the same after that. They changed music forever when they made their way to American shores. Of course, a lot of reissuing projects have been done, including reissuing all their American albums. Hard Day's Night is set to be released on Blu-ray and DVD. Blu-ray for the very first time in a credited edition, supposed to come out very, very soon. But now it's been announced that in the midst of all this, a documentary is supposed to be coming out, chronicling the history of the Beatles as a live act, tracing their days from the clubs of Liverpool, England, and Hamburg, Germany, like the Tavern, to the final appearance at Candlestick Park in '66. The film will be administered and authorized by Apple Corp and the Beatles estate of course, the late Beatles, John Lennon and Paul McCartney, along with cooperation from Paul and Yoko Ono and Ringo Starr and Olivia Harrison. It'll be directed by Ron Howard, famous film director, of course, starred up as Opie from Mr. Andy Griffith Show, and of course, Happy Days. Before going on to direct such big films as Apollo 13, among many other big films, including, of course, Imagine. How ironic that Imagine Studios is going to be producing this film named after, I don't think it's named after John Lennon, but I would not be surprised. So, very interesting to see this movie, this documentary about Beatles as a live act, from, of course, the early days to, of course, their retirement of live performances in '66 when they became an all-studio band to do albums like Revolver, Sgt. Pepper's, etc., changing the game again as they did back in '64 by their arrival in America. The movie is set to come out late next year. That's what their set release date is. And when it does come out, I'm very excited to see this film come out. And at least they got the full cooperation and authorization of the Apple Corp and the Beatles, surviving Beatles members, and the wives of the deceased ones, of course, referring to Olivia Harrison and Yoko Ono. So because I'm a Beatles fan, I can't wait to see this documentary that comes out next year about the Beatles and their live history. Get some good live footage. We matched from the hell, but very interesting to see this. And that is it for the Atakline for today. Thank y'all very much for watching. With that in mind, y'all been attacked by the news from Zach. Enjoy the rest of your hump day today. See ya. Yeah.